Bergen Airport, 1st of July 2022, 7:18 a.m. and I'm on my way to meet up with Gunnar. I've not seen him for 3 years. Another fine day. I'm on the 8:35 a.m. flight on Videre Airlines to Volda, where Gunnar will meet me. Sulevai, his daughter and family have been visiting him, so he was not free until the 1st of July. We took off right on time, with some awesome views from up here. The fjords and the hills below, even at this time of the year, still capped with snow. So I get to see another facet of Norway as we fly over the amazing scenery. The plane stopped briefly in Sogndal. Then more sights over the fjords. Gunnar and I will soon be traveling through this countryside. My visits to Norway, even at this time of the year, usually including sights of snow-capped mountains. Gunnar will meet me at Volda Airport, and after a coffee in his home and a quick look around the harbour in Volda, we will then begin another odyssey. Actually, we're flying over some places we've visited in the past. Here we are, Volda Airport, and Gunnar is here waiting for me. I'm really looking forward to see him again and do one of our amazing trips together. As we drive to his home, he's reminding me we need to clean the window as we're gonna shoot many shots from the car. I particularly asked him to drive past the harbour, as we'll not be returning here, and I wanted to see it once more. It's indeed one of the prettiest harbours in Norway. So a coffee in Gunnar's home. I'm very happy that the good weather is following me so far. Load up the car. First stop is back to the harbour to catch the ferry, so I'm able to relive a few more memories. Rachel came with me one time, and Nate also, and I've spent many happy hours strolling through the harbour and watching the goings-on. One of the things being the ferries, one of which we're about to roll onto. Our destination, Laustad to the west. As it takes about half an hour, we climb up on deck. Ferries being an indispensable asset in Norway, as they can cut out hours of driving, and at times are the only way to reach some places. I always enjoy the ferry interludes when we're traveling, often getting a coffee, certainly getting great shots. There are times when we've been sitting in the car for hours, so it's a time to relax and stretch our legs and get a pit stop.
Happy birthday, Di.
1st of July is my wife's birthday. They made it a public holiday every year in Hong Kong. As we sail across the fjord, I have to say, I'm excited to be here after so long. One thing about Norway that's easy to forget is because it's so far north, there are only a couple of hours of darkness during the summer months. The opposite in the winter.
Crossing the fjord.
We now have about an 8 hours drive to Lavik, where Gunnar has booked a room for us to stay overnight. We will travel due south through places I've not seen before, alongside the fjord, stopping off from time to time. So where do we go on our trips? On my first visit, I was speaking in a conference in Fjord, and afterwards we drove through some of Norway's finest scenery as I visited Gunnar in his home afterwards. After the first 2 or 3 trips, Gunnar simply took me to scenic places in Norway. After that, we went farther afield to some amazing places, and then I requested Lofoten Islands after seeing drone footage of them. On this trip, we'll travel a mainly inland route south, as we were invited to stay in a guest house in Modalen to explore the countryside there. The route down there taking us through places which for me were completely new. Each part of Norway has not only its own beauty, but its own particular attributes, something that Modalen promises. As we make our way there, it's once more a joy to traverse this spectacular place. 1 minute traveling along a magnificent fjord, the next fascinated by an ancient bridge. A lively stream. An old sign. Now here's an interesting milestone. 26 miles to Bergen when we're about 150 miles away. The fact is that a Norwegian mile is 10 kilometers. So be careful if a Norwegian asks you to walk a mile with them. As we continue, a traditional setra, where they would look after the animals, and next to it, a ski center and a ski lift that goes right to the top of the mountain and allows many enjoyable hours in the winter. When we arrive in Eid, there's a Norwegian cruise ship in the fjord. Interesting design. Even more interesting is that we're about 30 miles from the open ocean. The passengers aboard, cruising through the fjords with awesome views all around for 30 miles. This is one of the places I flew over on my way here. It's also a place we've visited several times in the past, and again brings back memories. The famous Klemmerrock, where you can get a hug, another memory. Certainly a special place to visit. We then head to Luta, where we'll take another ferry to Volda. I have to say I love Norwegian ferries. When traveling in the UK and other places, we often drive for hours without a break. One of the joys of Norway is that we can seldom go far without having to roll onto a ferry. And whereas in the beginning I felt it was an unwelcome interruption in our journey, I now feel it's a very welcome break. After rolling off the ferry, we go through a tunnel that is actually taking us under the runway of Sandama Airport. We then skirt Fjord. As we look across it, we can see the road on the other side that we will soon pass as we head to Lavik. Next down is Volda. And then we reach Lavik. It's been an interesting and enjoyable journey, and very different to my first few days in Bergen. I am now anticipating the things we will do the next 2 days.